The default name of the fallen human in Undertale is Kara in all caps. This can be observed when you manage to open the game without a save file, which is possible by changing your room number using debug mode. After killing Medita Nero, there are a few frames where you can see your love change to love 19 in a flash of white. There are a few unused Mediton quiz show questions that are pretty interesting. For example, what is a pretzel's favorite color? Black, yellow, red, or dusk? How bright is this text? 85% bright, 84% bright, 86% bright, or 83% bright? No question. Funyuns, Juggalos, Happy Beefsteak, or Thunder Muffin? Checking for the answer for the question about Alfie's crush shows some unused code. Because all the answers have unique text and none of them are wrong, you get to see this humorous dialogue. Lol, if you came to this part of the code to see who I have a crush on, you're out of luck. The player was originally gonna slow dance with Mediton during the Undertale musical sequence. Some of the text reads, getting creative? Show the audience your passion. Look at you, leaping around the stage. Is that how humans dance? I'll have to get used to it. Dancing with a human. Also, the default error text for the musical sequence is, "What the f*** is wrong?" suggesting how hard it was to code this part of the game. There used to be an NPC that would talk about how Sans told them about orange attacks, which would parallel when he told the player about blue attacks. The NPC mentioned that Sans started going on about plaid attacks, but it's probably just some joke dialogue. You may know about the unused mortal enemy request, but less people know about the dialogue that happens when you do not accept the request. When you do this, Mediton sends an invitation to die, and the game gives you an option to respond or not. Either option leads to the placeholder text, Beppis Valley granola bars. If you tried to take the cup of water out of the room with the water cooler, the water evaporated from the cup. The cup evaporated too. If you reload the game after telling Toriel your favorite pie flavor, if something goes wrong in the game's code, Toriel will say, "It is error message." If you try to kill Nabstabluk, the final text box will show, "You won. You lose 1 experience point," which is arbitrary because EXP does not mean experience points in Undertale. Originally, it was going to be used when beating Toriel in some way. A group of texts can be found in the code pointing to a room that doesn't actually exist, with the room ID of 9999. If you know anything about this game's code, this sounds absolutely insane, considering around 250 rooms are actually used in-game. These would apparently be used in some echo flowers. The text goes, "I'm gonna run around in a huge field of flowers. Maybe I could jump without hitting my head. You wanna ride a train, right, honey? I'll climb this mountain and I just want everyone to be happy." I have no idea what this could mean for the lore of the game, but it's probably completely meaningless, seeing as it hasn't been used. But it would be pretty cool to figure out sometime in the future what this actually means. As previously mentioned, Beppis is often used as a placeholder text. If you have a piece of clothing that you shouldn't have it at this point of the game, Papyrus will call you and ask if you're wearing a Beppis. In this note about Toby not wanting people to upload the game's sprites to websites, changes to, "You know what I hate? That's Beppis. The taste, the smell, the texture. Hey, you're drooling. Toby, that's the wrong your." It was changed to this meaningless note because, as Toby says, "Everyone's seen all the sprites at this point, I don't really care." There are a lot of different unused healing items. I kinda wish they were used in game because some of them have very interesting gimmicks. A few rooms throughout the game have beta versions inside the room. You can view them by removing the overlaid finished background. The game with the toy knife is known as Room_Ruins 18 Old. This is very strange because there's no new version of the room. This is just the only version. You may have heard about how Undertale for the Xbox was the version to have never been data mined. Well, months ago, it was finally cracked. Toby actually put in a special message congratulating people for finally cracking Microsoft's tough systems. There's a misplaced tile right here in Snowdon under the bridge. This was something I noticed by myself while playing a mod. Have fun trying to unsee it. There's actually a secret switch up here for the lasers that is only accessible with the punch card exploit. It is possible to get Love 19 in a neutral run if you spare Muffet in a genocide route due to an oversight on Toby's part. The active options during the Mediton encounters have an interesting detail. During the first encounter, the active option is Yell, which switches to Yellow. During the final battle, it changes from Burn to Turn.